going to do an insight video today, and over the last couple of days, I've been sort of like directed to this vibration, this frequency, this consciousness of bliss. And bliss is sort of like a feeling of expansion. It's a feeling of peace, harmony, joy, and this feeling is sort of like where you're accessing like consciousness of like the eternal moment, the eternal frequency, like where all things are available and potential. There's infinite potential within this feeling of bliss. I feel like it's a vibration, a frequency that comes through consciously. But they were also saying to me, it's you're in consciousness, but then start to integrate it within your body as well. And when I've done this over the last few days, it's like my body then has started to align, and my body started to become this sort of energetic frequency. And it's like there's these energetic vibrations of frequencies within my body as well. So the consciousness first starts off within consciousness, within sort of vibration, frequency of creation. And then when I've integrated it within my body, it's then my body's then become aligned with it. So it's like it through that conscious space, reality has been created, and it's brought forward these feelings, like I said, of peace, harmony, where I feel very much sort of like centered. I feel very much sort of like aligned, and I feel like I'm just moving through life and moving through reality in a very peaceful way. So bliss is a really sort of like harmonious vibration and frequency, but it's a very expansive place where you start to access the eternal moment, of pure creation, and pure consciousness. Again, it connects to this wisdom that beings keep bringing through, where they keep saying like, you are creation, or we are creators and we are creation, but also the creation works through you, for you, and as you. And like bliss is very much this kind of vibration, this frequency of consciousness, a conscious experience of reality, where it starts to really sort of like integrate within your reality and your experience. For me also, when I'm in like bliss, and like consciousness and pure creation, they were guiding me to sort of like integrate it within my physical body. And that's the next step, is like you sort of like your pure consciousness and creation is available through energy, through vibration and frequency. But when you integrate it within your physical body as well, then that becomes part of creation, that becomes part of reality. And that's the experience I've had over the last couple of days, and I feel very, very at peace. I feel very sort of like I'm moving through life and reality at peace. But bliss is this wonderful place, is this wonderful place where you're connected and you're unified with consciousness and creation, and it's working, like I said, through you, as you, and for you. And that's one of the key things, is like knowing that all creation is working for you, through you, and as you, not against you. I think many of us sort of like, when we step on this spiritual path, we start to feel like there's sort of like barriers, or there's things that are in our way, and we then tend to sort of like look outside of ourselves at the 3D reality, and start to see what we can change, and we push really hard to try and change something, but we try and do it through like our human side, or our human for our humanness, not through like our consciousness and creation. We do it as we start to push things, and then when it's not working because we're not in line or we're not unified, we start thinking that it's not going to happen, or we start to doubt, or we start to lose faith in something, when really when you step into bliss and you step into that vibration and pure consciousness and creation, when it's working through you, as you, and for you, you start to see things just flow. There's a natural flow to things, there's a natural flow frequency, there's a natural source creation, source vibration frequency that flows through you and works for you, as you, and through you. And again, this is the next step like in consciousness, and the next step in sort of awareness, that we start to see. And I feel very peaceful with this, and I feel like that reality and experience are aligned through consciousness and creation at the moment. And I feel like my reality is just sort of like vibrating beautifully and in harmony and aligned. And it's happening because I'm open as this, again, as I was saying yesterday, this living channel. The consciousness is all about that you're this living channel, that you start to align and become connected. When you start to become aware that you are this living channel of pure consciousness and creation, and the frequency starts to flow through you. It's like I said, consciousness and creation flows through you, for you, and as you. And this is the next step, and this is part of the sixth dimension where we start to step into we are creation and we are creators. It's moving away from seeing that something externally is happening, and it's a shifting away from the 3D reality, the out there reality, when you know actually all things are sort of here now in this eternal moment in creation and consciousness, and all you have to do is access it, live within that creation, live within that consciousness, and then the universe will flow with you. And also this source creation and consciousness will work with you, through you, and as you, and it will open you up as this living channel to receive guidance, insight, wisdom in every moment. In every moment there's that awe and wonder, there's potential in every second and every moment, and it's there, it's available to you. Nothing is not available. And again, it's this notion of separateness, that we feel that we're separate. Even the dimensional realities are working as a whole reality, a whole frequency, a oneness frequency and reality. The third dimension, fourth dimension, fifth dimension, sixth dimension, and the many other dimensions. Like I say, I don't know what all the dimensions are. I don't profess to know all the dimensions, because I don't. I can only work with what I feel like I'm being given at the moment, and that very much what seems to be in my consciousness is the third, fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension. Like I said, the third dimension is the out there dimension, the physical world. Beyond that is a fourth dimension, which is the transformational world, where we start to transform, where we start to live in consciousness, frequency, and energy, and we start to know that creation is available, and we start to transform our lives and our reality through our consciousness, through our vibration, our frequency. You know, what we start to create. And again, the fifth dimension is integrating that within this reality, within this time, within this experience, and knowing that it's not separate, it's one. Those beings in that, you know, the beings in the different realities and dimensions are not separate from us. They are one with us. We are one with them, and they are one with us. And it's about, again, it's about knowing it and sort of living within this, like I said, this consciousness of bliss is so beautiful, it's so powerful, it's so peaceful. And it's sort of like it's come through the last few days to me. And like I said, the next step, it really shifted my reality just by integrating it within my body, within my sort of like, when I'm saying like my physical body, I'm integrating it within the physical body, but then obviously that's aligning on an energetic frequency. And what I feel like then when that starts to happen is then I start to align with my essence, my source energy, but it also align with my soul and my infinite self as they work in union, they work together. And it's also this notion of when you're in bliss and you're open as this living channel, you're also open to these infinite possibilities, the infinite frequencies, these infinite dimensions and realities, that everything is available. And you start to you start to align with it, you start to open up to this potential. And again, when you open up to this potential, you open up to the infinite dimensions and realms of consciousness, also your source vibration, your source frequency of your and the soul is part of this multi-dimensional being, this multi-dimensional consciousness and frequency that each and every one of us have. And bliss is one of these accesses to it, because it's in the eternal moment. And what we're doing then is, when we're sitting in bliss and we're opening up as this living channel, then the souls can start to come online and integrate and become in union, to start to bring forth our highest vision or our highest reality. It's not even highest, but it's the infinite realities, infinite dimensions, infinite experiences. I don't even like the word highest, because then it's saying that one's higher and one's lower, when they're actually all part of the whole. But I feel like your soul then starts to come on to, open up to this pure creation and consciousness. And then what happens is the soul then starts to truly express itself in these infinite forms and these infinite potentials and these infinite sort of realities, and aligns with it, and you start to walk as one. And this is the bliss moment, this is the oneness moment, and this is what many of us are starting to sort of shift and change. I mean, over the last couple of days, I went to work yesterday, and my work can be quite a stressful environment, because I work with adults with complex needs, with autism and things like that. So, but I also felt peaceful, and I felt aligned within that moment, and I felt like in bliss. And from that place of bliss, all creation is available, all experience is available, all realities are available. and you can walk and express it within that bliss moment. So it's like pure consciousness, pure creation, and it's working through you, as you, and for you. But it's also, it's creating yourself as a living channel to know that you are creating your reality. You are the creator of your reality, and that bliss moment then opens you up and opens up your energy. It integrates your physical body, your infinite sort of self, and your soul, and they all integrate, and they all sort of like vibrate as one in that moment of bliss. And then, like I said, it brings pure peace, pure harmony, pure awareness. And so this is like, for me, this is part of self mastery as well. So I believe it comes from universal teachers, universal guides, or infinite guides, but it also comes from the masters, ascended masters, because ascended masters always talk about self mastery within this reality, within this time, within this age. And it's also like an awakening. It's an awakening, and the understanding that you are a vibration, you are creation, and you're a creator within this moment, within this time. And that's stepping in from the fifth dimension, which is integrating to the sixth dimension, which is I am a creator, or we are creation, and we are a creator. And the sixth dimension is at play. We're definitely within this state of bliss, this oneness, and it's just about sort of like living as that vibration, expressing that vibration in every sort of like moment, which is the eternal moment. And this is what this time and age is for. That's the insight for today. I just thought I'd share. I'm always sharing sort of experiences that are going on with me, because although they bring insight and knowledge from my own reality and my own life and experience, they're also for all beings, because this is what part of the sixth dimension is about, as well as about us, which is what we are, like one. You know, we are one consciousness, we are one collective, we are one. So it's about that. So like this sort of sharing of these experiences is about whatever's happening to me, or whatever's going on with me, it is a reality that's available to all beings. And this is what the oneness vibration is about. It's also like a teaching, or like an insight moment around collective, that we're all connected, none of us are separate, we're all one vibration, one frequency. And the more beings that can awaken to that, the more that we can start to awaken as a collective within this reality, to shift and change this planet's vibration and frequency. And this is what part of the fifth dimension is, which is about the integration of what they call heaven on earth, or like a new vision for the planet. It's about integrating and living as vibrations and frequencies. And as we do that, the energy on the planet will shift and change, as well as the energy within our own realities, as we start to step into and understand that we are creators, and we are consciousness, and we are pure creation. So that's the insight for today. Have a great day. Please comment, like, subscribe, share. Yeah, have a great day.